furnished by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers Group.
I'm working 1 to 5. My hours keep on falling down.
Oh, yeah, this is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber, and I'm a real workplace lawyer. Tonight on this show, I am pleased to announce we've got Tricked Out Billy on the show tonight. She's a cowgirl from the wine country. Hi.
I guess I am.
I know I'm not.
I'm ever grateful for this opportunity to be on your Sunday evening show.
Well, I'm just fluttering with thanks for you having me.
The guests on my ranch always have great pleasures.
At any rate, I'm glad you're here.
Yes, I am truly glad to be here.
I'm glad you're glad to be here.
Did I thank you for the opportunity to come on to this Sunday evening program?
Yes, in a number of ways.
Then would you be offended if I thanked you again for having me?
God, yes! I can't take any more of these pleasantries!
Did I say something wrong?
My guest and I got a little carried away.
We sure did.
All the thanks, pleasures, not with each other, but at any rate, I need to introduce my guest.
Before you go out introducing me, there's something I wanted to say.
Sure, go ahead.
I wanted to thank you for having me on this show.
Oh, no, the pleasure is mine.
Guesting on my ranch is a pleasurable thing.
Tonight on this show, we have a business owner from the wine country. Presumably, she has employees, and presumably, she has employment issues because I don't know how much more I could take of these guests who Rhemus Helms sends onto this show. They expect me to be a soothsayer and disclose any employment problems the employee may have, even if the employee doesn't know themselves if they have any employment issues.
Oh, I got tons of employer problems I expect you to answer without me having to pay you.
As a member of the California Employment Lawyers Association, I'm prohibited from giving employers legal representation. I guess there's nothing prohibiting me from giving bad, maybe even misleading advice to an employer.
I can handle that. You say what you're going to say, and I'll reverse engineer it.
Oh, that's too easy. How about this? I'll give you advice, and you won't know if it's the good or bad advice I've given you. That'll mix everything up enough, kind of like playing Russian roulette.
I can handle that.
It's going to be some pretty heavy lifting. You don't have any organs protruding through any muscles, do you?
A hernia?
What's that?
Isn't that what happens if you lift too much?
I wouldn't know. Out of my ranch, there are no bounds on what I lift.
Oh, you're a rancher too.
Yes, ma'am. The finest view pad in the Studio City Hills.
Can we talk about my ranch?
I'd love to.
I'd love to too.
Yes, I'd really like to hear about your ranch.
And I'd really like to tell you about my ranch.
Well, then are you going to before I walk out of the studio and find the late night Sunday service?
Do you know any?
Late night Sunday services?
Late night lunch counters. Do you know of any?
Well, not offhand.
Thank you for telling me that.
Thank you for asking me that.
The pleasure is mine.
The pleasure would be mine if I were a guest on your ranch.
No, the pleasure would be mine.
We've got to stop all of this.
We got to stop all of what?
This.
This?
This!
This?
This!
What's this?
I fear we aren't going to make any progress on this show.
You fear we aren't going to make any progress on this show?
I've got an idea.
You got an idea?
Here's how it works. I will say something, and you say something completely different. You can't use the same words I just used, not even words that mean the same thing.
I can't.
Yes.
No.
You aren't agreeing with what I said?
Yes.
What's wrong with my idea that we don't use the same words the other person just used in our response?
No.
Yes.
No.
You're copping out? All you're doing is contradicting me.
Dictation, dictaphone, dictive, dictator, or dictatorial degree?
This is nonsense.
Do you think anybody's listening now?
No, we drove them all crazy.
Then let's start talking for real.
So where is your ranch?
I operate 100 of the most bucolic acres in the wine country.
I don't want this to sound like an advertisement for your ranch because obviously you aren't sponsoring this show.
Right. Who'd do a thing like that? Outside of Rhemus Helms.
Since you have a top getaway ranch and we've got all these upper income listeners looking for experiences and they're probably too old to be drinking, how do they say, Hagermeister? I rather imagine they would derive many pleasures from a wine country retreat in a setting as bucolic as your ranch.
Indeed. In fact, this show is streamed on Sunday nights at my ranch. I became a fan back on episode 4 when the cosplay robot was sexually harassed by Cindy D's alter ego, Mistress Lubov, over on Rhemus Helms' ostrich ranch.
Oh, you don't have ostriches, do you?
Sure, sometimes we have ostriches. Not always, though. More emus.
Your ranch sounds like an interesting place.
Oh, sure. We got all different types of animals. We even got a lagoon. And if you can believe this, we got the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, yikes. I wouldn't want to be there on Halloween.
Oh, come autumn time when the alfalfa turns a golden color, the barley turns to hay, and the moon looks like a witch. It's a special time on the ranch for lots of returning guests.
How big is your ranch?
We call it the 100-acre ranch.
Really?
Yes, sir. We got almost 100 acres in the wine country.
Well, I hate to ask, but what's the price to stay at a place like this in the wine country?
You got yourself lots of different options. There's accommodations for everybody.
My oldest friend just moved closer to the wine country, at least, Santa Rosa. Where is the ranch? Napa?
We're 10 miles from Temecula and Aguanga near the Rancho California RV Resort in the base of the Palomar Mountains.
I'm not familiar with that area. Let me see a map. It says Aguanga. Aguanga is 27 miles from Temecula?
Yeah, about 10 miles away.
Well, about plus 17 if you're in Agunga.
We're about 27 miles from there.
Well, then you're 54 miles from Temecula.
Something like that. By hang glider.
Oh, is that how you travel?
No, I can't even look at a hang glider.
Why is that?
I am a widow.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
I am sorry, I am a widow.
This may come across as crass, but we can't start that again.
That's not funny. My dear Slick Willie died in a hang gliding accident.
That's terrible.
They said maybe if he were wearing some of them clothes, all them cactus needles would not gone through to his bum where he got all infected.
Oh, that's a most unfortunate accident.
He got a group together for that birthday suit hang gliding, and a bunch of them all landed in the cactus.
I don't know much about hang gliding, but I think you don't want to be too close to others in case, you start to go down.
Not the kind of hang gliding they did. They were all on top of each other. After Slick Willie passed on to greener pastures, there ain't been no more hang gliding on the ranch.
Oh, how long has it been since Slick Willie met his unfortunate death?
About one whole season. That's 1 year in ranching terms.
I have to disagree.
I have to agree.
Oh, I think we're going to have to change the subject a little bit because, there are a lot of people who get fired from their jobs and they're just kind of sitting there tonight and they're really depressed and they're looking to maybe, I don't want to say it, get revenge on their employer, get even with them, or at least make things right. And I'd like to hear from you at the office tomorrow at 877-525-0700. If you feel you worked and you spent a lot of your time at a company that did you wrong and Maybe they didn't pay you. That's 877-525-0700. I go up against the largest companies in the state of California. I've been doing this since 1993. I've only lost one jury trial and one binding arbitration, and I still have time to write this show every week. How do you like that? So if you really want top representation and you want some lawyer that can take on a big company, that would be me and my law firm for an employment issue at 877-525-0700, especially if you have an emotionally sensitive situation because what happened to you at work. On another note, the live streaming is working again for this show on YouTube, the Karl Gerber with a K channel. We've got a lot of people that seem to be listening to the show on the internet all over the world. So yeah, it's kind of exciting, but we're here broadcasting live from trendy Culver City tonight, and we're going to find out more about Tricked Out Billy and what happened to her on the ranch and that horrible accident that her husband got into. I mean, if you're going to naked hang glide, just stay away from cacti. I think it's cacti, not cactus. All right, this is Talk Radio 790 KABC, the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. We'll be back in just a minute.
That's how we roll in wine country. That's how we play wine.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a consistent force in fighting for the rights of California employees. They've represented thousands of employees in cases in which they've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, discriminated against at work, or owed wages individually or as a group such as a class action. The Employment Lawyers Group has maintained a high win rate and a serious record before the California courts. Please call 877-525-0700 for an experienced work lawyer. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, research the firm at worklawyerca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. If you hire the Employment Lawyers Group, your legal problem becomes theirs to solve.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
Geico presents Yikes, another voicemail from your roommate.
Sup, roomie? Hey, a pipe burst in the basement. It's completely flooded. Anyway, I called for someone to fix it, but in the meantime, I was thinking we could finally have that indoor pool party we've always wanted. I got some cool swan floaty things already going. Could you pick up some chips on your way home? Later.
The Geico Insurance Agency could help keep your personal property protected, like if your roommate isn't the brightest pool float in the flooded basement. Visit geico.com to see how easy it is to switch and save on renter's insurance.
This is a cow whose milk became everyone's favorite cheese at the craft fair. But cheese only lasts so long. The impression a small business makes needs to last much longer. That's why Vistaprint is offering 500 truly personalized business cards starting at $9.99. Choose from hundreds of fresh designs tailored to your type of company, or upload your own. The choice is yours. The time is now. Get 500 business cards starting at $9.99 with promo code 9696. That's promo code 9696 at Vistaprint.com. Vistaprint. Own the now.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. We'll also have a dolphin chatter excitedly in front of the perfect candidate. Okay, there's no dolphin. But skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
No BS. Constitutionally guaranteed. AM 790 KABC.
I'm working 125.
Talk Radio 790 KBC. Hey, I'm wondering if old Tricked Out Billy's got a promo code for some of that there naked hang gliding over on her ranch, because I'm wondering maybe, the price has got to be a little bit lower these days on account of old, hubby having the cacti accident. So that was in really poor taste. Tricked Out Billy, I'm sorry to hear about Slick Willie's passing. Was that a recent event?
You'd rather it was seasons ago? Now, Mr. Gerber, just 'cause you taking a fancy towards Tob, that's short for tricked out Billy, that don't mean you're gonna get her so soon after Slick Willie passed on to greener pastures.
No.
No what?
Yes.
No yes? You're not playing easy.
Well, we're supposed to be contradicting each other, and don't you remember?
That was before we got all them listeners to move on to greener pastures.
Are you insinuating this show is so bad that whoever was listening in the beginning has since dropped off? I mean, dropped dead? Plopped down on the hard marble floor?
What makes you say that?
All that yes, no, Slick Willie got pricked with a cactus, cacti stuff.
And now you're making jokes about how Slick Willie died?
I have to level with you. I've never heard of somebody who was naked hang gliding and he fell on a cactus prickle. It went in the vicinity of a certain organ and he got infected and died.
They don't go calling that a freak accident, now do they?
It's so weird. Whoever makes such a claim must be a freak.
I didn't make none of this up. You can go verify with the coroner.
I don't believe you, but nonetheless, how are you dealing with the recent recent death of your husband?
I am dealing with it. I am carrying on the wishes of my Slick Willie, and the workers' compensation carrier is denying the claim, even though Slick Willie was on official ranch business as the CEO at the time of his death.
Well, maybe talking about your employment problems will help you clear your mind of a whole prickly cactus back orifice infection thing for a little while.
Well, the way you put it, make it all sound so scientific.
There are just a whole bunch of things we can't say on the radio account of you grieving and all. I'll make an exception and hear about your employer problems.
Yes, sir. I do declare I am being sued by everybody. Say, do I have to pony up the defense for one of my ex-employees?
Well, you might have to under Labor Code Section 2802. You have to reimburse your employees for necessary expenses.
Oh, sure, I understand that. I heard the episode with good old Cindy D talking on about how she needed to be reimbursed for the Jell-O and hard candies she uses over at the underground operators.
Well, yeah, those were necessary expenses when she worked the landlines doing phone sex operating.
Is she gone? No more landline operating? Oh, that's a shame. I know my Slick Willie really got a kick out of hearing her voyeur calls, even if there were a bunch of reruns and he couldn't say nothing to her.
I think she's still an underground operators even after they built those sex robots of her where the men got stuck.
Yeah, I heard about that. I know some of them unfortunate dudes, too. It takes a whole lot of Crisco oil to undo that mess. And then they're out of commission the rest of the season.
Well, not to change the subject, but too, what's the employee reimbursement issue you have?
I had this there employee, pointy beard, thought he was that opera singer over in L.A. Well, he did the same things to a bunch of girls. I mean, women. Those two wanted to be called girls. They were in their 50s. The others, well, heavens to Seamus, they were all sort of ages 18 to 78.
Is the man with the pointy beard being accused of sexual harassment?
They all went out, tarred and feathered old Domingo with them sexual harassment allegations.
What's Domingo saying?
He's all profusely apologizing, saying he thought anything he engaged in was consensual.
As I understand things, employers have a duty to pay for their employees' legal defense when they're accused of sexual harassment. That duty of reimbursement ends at such time it is found in court that the employee engaged in sexual harassment.
I ain't spending none of the ranch's hard-earned money defending a wannabe opera star. I ain't no Los Angeles Opera Company. Domingo can go out and get himself his own lawyer. I got the tops for me, and I'm not sharing. I should tell you, I'm not a sharing type. Well, hell, that ain't true. I didn't lock up old Slick Willie and keep him all to myself. No, sir.
Not change the subject, but who's your lawyer? A lot of small businesses make the mistake of hiring a non-employment lawyer and thinking they're able to adequately defend an employment lawsuit.
I got a big-time lawyer out of Tarzana.
There's one firm near the Three-Way that's pretty established, but other than them, I'm not sure what big-time lawyers are in Tarzana.
My lawyer's even got outside offices now. He sent me a picture over Snapchat.
Oh, it's so hot these days in the valley. I hate to have an outside office. Oh, is it like poolside or something?
Not that I know of.
Well, tell me more about the ranch.
Let me show you some pictures.
Well, that's a good idea. How many do you have?
I got a handful and this here brochure, but I'm gonna show you the pictures I think you should see.
Well, I like this idea. I'll spend like 20 or 30 minutes seeing these pictures. I don't know if I'll describe them or not. Nah, probably not. We'll just sort of leave the microphones on. And if we happen to say something that's great and it happens not to make any sense because the listeners can't see these pictures, even better.
Wee-wee, let's get started.
Well, I was sort of joking, sarcastic.
Sacrilegious? Thought you were looking for a late-night Sunday mass.
That was somebody else.
I'm sort of confused.
Oh, this is good. Hopefully the listeners are confused. Now we can enjoy your pictures in silence for 20 to 30 minutes.
Oh, I ain't done showing you them pictures. I got lots of good ones of lakes, hot tubs, even hoedowns. I mean, hoes on the ranch.
I probably have one or two people listening on the radio. If we pause too long, they could tune into something else, like maybe a sexist rap station.
I understand. I got some sexist guests every now and then. They make all sorts of not nice jokes about what tricked out Billy means. They go out insinuating I ain't no woman by birth.
You should kick them out on account they're discriminating on the basis of sexual identification.
I might just do that someday. I ain't tricked out like that, though. These here picture hangers are the real thing.
What did you think of the pictures?
I didn't really have time to see them.
Then I'll tell you about the ranch since you haven't seen it.
I'd like that.
Okay. This here picture is a Mobile Acres.
Ain't that a place in Bakersfield?
It is, but it's also a place on my ranch 10 miles from Temecula.
Isn't it more like 54 miles in a hang glider?
Just the thought of hang gliding gets me nerves all shaken up.
Did your Slick Willie go down in the cactus too?
What? I don't go around talking about a Slick Willie.
I think we got sort of mixed up in the briar patch a little ways back.
Oh, you're right.
No.
We were mixed up.
No, we weren't.
I was reading your lines and you're reading my lines.
Nope.
Why are you contradicting the obvious?
Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? You said it long ago.
Could I see just one picture of the ranch?
You saw Mobile Acres.
Okay, in that picture there are a bunch of double and triple wide trailers, not the kind with wheels.
Yep, we got those accommodations.
Can I see another picture?
Only if you look quick.
Oh, what was that?
That was the Babbling Brook.
Oh, that's nice. Does it talk back?
Sometimes.
Hey, what's that picture over there?
That there is the steam room.
Oh, lots of mats in there.
Here's the foothills of the Palomar Mountains. Real nice place for a picture. You're up a good 100 feet at that there top. You can look onto the whole ranch.
Oh, you've got mats up there, too. Do a lot of people do yoga at your resort? I don't know if you know this, but last week we had Gemini on this show. She got her fame in the yoga industry.
That skank? All she'd do is twerk her yoga butt, take those yoga pants off, and pretend that video of her and the boyfriend leaked.
Yes, but he didn't leak in the video.
I beg to differ.
I haven't seen the video, and I don't plan to.
Oh, I saw that doozy too many times at the resort.
You don't play that for your guests, do you?
They play it for themselves, with themselves.
what kind of ranching do you do on the ranch?
Ranching ain't no easy business. Up at the crack of the butt, out in the hot sun most of the day. But sometimes there's relaxing in the steam room out by the Babbling Brook and all.
No, I actually have a ranch.
Yes, sir, I hear about that place. How long you been doing construction there?
We were drafting and planning back in 2002, but we didn't start moving and building till 2003. It's been over 16 years now.
What kind of ranching you do with all that construction? Oh, I get it.
This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I want to know more about Slick Willie's ranch with his little honey over here. What do they call her? Tricked Out Billy. I think we're going to find some more out when we come back. But look, employment is what people do most of the time, usually not 1 to 5 like the song we're hearing. And if it is 1 to 5 and their hours are cut, that really sucks. Give me a call if your employer mistreated you, cut your hours. Do you not even have a job anymore? 877-525-0700. We're kind of pussyfooting around with sexual harassment tonight. It's in the news. We hear about organizations where there are women to keep guys away from younger women. That's not good. I'd like to hear from you at 877-525-0700 if you were the victim of sexual harassment. 877-525 for a real employment lawyer during normal business hours who will make his problem what used to be your problem. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC.
That's how we roll in wine country. That's how we play in wine country.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a results-oriented law firm whose goal is to get the client what they deserve. They've represented thousands of California employees who've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, subjected to employment discrimination, or were owed wages on an individualized or group basis, such as a class action. They have a high rate of success. There are few situations involving employment law that they have not confronted. At the forefront of employee rights, they're often the first employee law firm to confront a new legal issue. For an experienced employment lawyer, call 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, read more about the firm at employeelawca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. Make your work problem theirs to solve.
AM790
KABC. Talk Radio 790, KABC News Update. I'm Steve Cumming. Afghanistan's president is calling for the Taliban to halt the violence and to engage with the Trump administration. President Ashraf Ghani wants the Taliban leadership to declare a ceasefire and sit at the table with the Americans to negotiate an end to the nearly 20-year-old conflict. President Trump announced this weekend that he was planning to meet with Taliban leaders at Camp David today, but he called off that meeting in peace talks with the group after the Taliban carried out a bombing that left an American soldier dead. 4 crew members of a cargo ship are missing after the ship capsized and caught fire off the coast of Georgia today. A total of 24 people were on board at the time and 20 were rescued. The Coast Guard said black smoke and flames coming out of the cargo hold of the Golden Ray made it unsafe to continue search efforts. KABC SoCal weather, mostly clear this evening and tonight with low clouds and fog overnight and lows in the lower to mid-60s. More news coming up in 30 minutes, continuing coverage at KABC.com. I'm Steve Cumming, Talk Radio 790 KABC News.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. We'll also have a dolphin chatter excitedly in front of the perfect candidate. Okay, there's no dolphin. But skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Do you want to learn to speak a new language but don't have enough time? Then you need to try Babbel, the language learning app with plans at up to 50% off right now at Babbel.com. Babbel's lessons are just 15 minutes or less, and you can go at your own pace. You'll be amazed at how easy Babbel makes it. For a limited time, get select Babbel plans for up to 50% off. Just go to Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Let's make love with Rebel. It's me, Rebel Wilson, and welcome to my hot little podcast brought to you by Match. And now,
a guided meditation for all the lost daters out there. So just relax, close your eyes, not if you're driving, and inhale developing feelings for someone. Exhale. No, I'm fine to just keep things casual. Whew. Yeah, oh God, I feel better already. So download Match now, unless you're driving. Try Match today.
Now's the time to find your color, your paint, and everything to get started during Labor Day savings at the Home Depot. Get the right paint for the right price. Save $10 on 1 gallon and $40 off free and 5-gallon buckets of paints and stains. Like Behr Premium Plus Interior, rated #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Now starting at $14.98 after rebate. For a limited time only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Offer valid through September 8th via online or mail-in rebate limit 25 gallons per household. U.S. only. See store for details.
The proud home of Ben Shapiro. Weekdays, 3 to 6, AM 790, KABC.
I'm working 1, 2, 5.
Talk Radio 790 KBC. We've got a babbling guest on this show tonight who needs to go on Match.com and replace her Slick Willie, who went down in a naked hang gliding plus accident. Ugh. So, Slick Willie, I hope you don't kill your own beef on the ranch.
I should say we don't do a thing like that. We're a non-violent ranch.
Do you eat chicken eggs?
We don't have none of them eggs on the ranch.
Do you have horses?
Oh, yeah, sure. We got lots of horses.
What kind are they?
They're make-believe horses.
Huh?
Did you say something?
Do you have cows?
Oh, yeah, we got make-believe cows.
Do you have ranch hands?
Look at these here hands. These are one genuine pair of ranch hands.
Oh, yeah, very funny.
I was just messing with you, Mr. Gerber. We got lots of strong, hard-bodied, handsome-faced ranch hands.
What do they do?
Now, that's a lady's secret.
Are there a lot of ladies' secrets over on your ranch?
Now, ladies, I have some words to say to you. The 100-acre ranch is a place where you can tell old Tob your deepest, darkest secrets. Yes, let's be intimate. Don't you want to feel like a girl again?
What's that supposed to mean?
That ain't for you to know.
Tricked out Billy, I ain't getting this ranch. You ain't got no chickens, you ain't got no cows, and you ain't got no real horses. You ain't got chicken eggs. It ain't a violent place, so you ain't killing nothing. And you've got all these handsome ranch hands. Oh, say, are male guests allowed on this ranch?
Of course they are.
So couples could have a vacation over at this ranch.
Sure, all different types of couples. Lots of couples come. Families, too.
Oh, but what do they do in terms of ranching if there aren't any real animals?
We've got emus.
But not ostriches.
We ain't trying to copy no Rhemus Helms ostrich ranch. That's a private ranch anyway.
Well, but emus are related to ostriches. They just look weirder. They have feathers that look like ruffled, mangled rubber.
Now, that's not very nice.
I think I'd like to see more pictures of the ranch.
I am thinking no, as long as we're on the radio.
Yeah, that would sort of isolate the listeners. Us looking at the pictures, they can't see. But to be perfectly honest with you, I'm starting to get some weird vibes about this ranch.
Okay, you're a big boy. I am not saying I know. I am not saying I peeked. I am just assuming.
Pictures, please.
Here's the dance floor.
Oh, you've got a whole disco.
This here is a lounge area.
Oh, that's gonna be the largest waterbed I've ever seen.
Sometimes we have pregnant women that swear when they're all laying on that thing, that's the only time they feel right.
That picture, can I see that picture?
No.
What about that picture you're putting into your briefcase?
No.
What do you know? Slick Willie's widow, we've got the same briefcase.
Where?
Oh, go take a look over there on the other side of the room. Yeah, bring me mine over there. You'll find it.
There ain't no briefcase over there.
What the hell? This picture! Oh, God! And you've got more of these in your briefcase. There must be 100 frolicking people in that babbling brook.
Mr. Gerber, don't be getting the wrong idea.
Well, they're having an orgy.
Tob can't help a thing like that.
Maybe not, but you don't have to take a picture.
I didn't do none of that picture taking. A happy guest, a returning guest, sent me the picture to cheer me up after Slick Willie's accident.
So is your ranch a nudist colony?
Oh, no. Just 'cause they were doing the naked hang gliding on top of each other. Well, some of them were on the side, some were on the bottom.
I think we get the idea.
Not everybody comes for that sort of thing.
Whatever things do they come for?
They come.
I presume they do, given what I'm seeing in these pictures.
Mr. Gerber, I am going to level with you.
Oh, please do.
Before Slick Willie went into greener pastures, we were mostly a cosplay ranch.
I had no idea cosplay ranches were such a big thing.
We weren't nothing like Rhemus Helms' cosplay ostrich ranch.
Oh, right, sure. That's why you had emus.
A couple people dressed up like those animals, and we had those dark types. I think they used to call them goths.
But when Slick Willie was alive, he did take people on naked hang gliding excursions.
Them being naked, that's not all they were doing.
I sort of surmised that.
Tob had herself $20 million owed to the bank. I wasn't going to let all of Slick Willie's work go into that babbling brook and come up silent.
Then what did you do?
I let the swingers come in.
Swingers? This isn't the 70s.
First, the swingers came.
Oh, I imagine they did. Say, do swingers do a lot of yoga?
Those ain't no yoga mats.
I'm not sure I want to know who came after the swingers.
That idiot Domingo staged a naked opera. It got lots of press, bad reviews, too, all over the internet.
I can't imagine why it got bad reviews.
Those opera people. They expected Domingo to swing right in front of their faces.
Well, I think with his state of dress, he wanted to keep his distance.
Domingo ain't exactly no Rhemus Helms.
Well, then what happened after the naked opera, at least? I'm sort of lost.
I don't know. Everything went to the pots.
What pots?
The pots.
And furthermore, what wine country is this Agunga, Agunga in?
We've got a party bus!
You round up the swingers and the cosplay clowns. You all pile into the party bus like some are presumably naked, others in ridiculous cow costumes.
Horse costumes, too.
I don't even want to know what they do once they get into the party bus.
We drive them up to the wine country.
Which wine country is this? Maybe some other country where they have wine and swingers and nudists and people having sex while they're naked hang gliding. How do I keep getting stuck in these situations?
We drive them up to Napa.
They've got all that up there. I'm lost to say. How long is that drive?
Maybe about a half hour.
Well, is that by hang glider or emu?
Silly, Mr. Gerber. We take the ostrich bus.
Oh, God. I've heard about the magic ostrich bus. Some idiot came on this show and wanted to be the driver of the ostrich bus. There's been so many cuckoo-caroos on this show. I don't know if it was Tanita Gravita the First, who was pregnant for 11 years, or some other idiot who worked at Organic Ostrich.
The magic bus.
On top of there being swingers, nudists, and cosplay clowns in the bus, they're all high, too, I bet. That's why they think they're on some magic bus that gets from 54 miles east of Temecula in Napa. I mean, like in a half an hour. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, and, as usual, we've got a completely crazy guest on this show. It's unbelievable, but the cases I'm involved in are usually pretty unbelievable, too. People don't make up the odd things that happen at work, and some of these sexual harassment scenarios are really bizarre, and a lot of people might not believe them, but I might be able to, for a lot of reasons, I might be able to figure out how to prove it, too, if everyone's telling you that, it didn't happen or you were to be blamed for it, which is common in these cases, or because you answered a text message to the harasser and said thank you when he gave you your hours or something like that. That doesn't mean that you're in a relationship with the harasser. I'd like to hear from you at 877-525-0700 during the normal work week. If you call that number now, you're not going to be calling me here at the station because we're broadcasting live, and I've got a really weird guest here. So 877-525-0700. If, you just can't believe you got fired for blowing the whistle. You blew the whistle, and you don't, it's like not even reality now that you don't have a job. You worked there for a long time. How could they possibly do this to you? They took the rug from underneath you. 877-525-0700 for me during normal business hours. 877-525-0700 if your employer's been underpaying you for years. We'll come back in a minute to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC.
It's all up here at the swingers party. You can get dressed up at the swingers party or get messed up at the swingers party.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a consistent force in fighting for the rights of California employees. They've represented thousands of employees in cases in which they've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, discriminated against at work, or owed wages individually or as a group such as a class action. The Employment Lawyers Group has maintained a high win rate and a serious record before the California courts. Please call 877-525-0700 for an experienced work lawyer. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, research the firm at worklawyerca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. If you hire the Employment Lawyers Group, your legal problem becomes theirs to solve.
It's not easy crushing it like a boss and looking like a goddess. We can't help with your busy schedule, but if you aren't eating everything you should and feel a little guilty, GNC Women's Ultra Mega 1 Daily Multivitamins can help support your immune health for only $9.99. That's a 50% price reduction. With GNC Women's Ultra Mega 1 Daily Multis, you get the best support for your immune system, plus collagen for hair, skin, and nails, and a whole lot more. Stop in GNC or visit gnc.com/multis to get all your wellness essentials starting at $9.99.
Bungalow, apartment, flat, farmhouse, fort, lodge, cabin, cottage, chateau, palace, shack, crib, condo, shoebox, duplex, manor, mansion, McMansion, hutch, hut, pad, shanty, villa, castle, cave. No matter what you call it, a realtor knows how to find you the perfect home. We're more than an agent or app. We're trusted professionals serving you, your family, and community for over 100 years. That's not just what realtors do. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. We'll also have a dolphin chatter excitedly in front of the perfect candidate. Okay, there's no dolphin. But skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Got plans for Labor Day weekend? Do they include saving money? Because Labor Day savings at the Home Depot means up to 40% off appliance special buys. Get a quiet running Whirlpool dishwasher that senses how dirty your dishes are and adapts its cleaning cycle. It's just $378, so you'll save $200. Sounds like a plan. See why with Labor Day savings, today is the day for doing. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. See store for details, valid through September 11th.
The 6,600-watt megaphone of clear thinking. AM790 KABC.
I'm working 1, 2, 5.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. You're listening to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. A thought just came to me. I wonder if swingers have to take special vitamins to get their game on. I actually don't know what these commercials are going to be until I hear them just when you do, and then I make jokes. So that's kind of like thinking on your feet when you're a real trial lawyer. We've got a weird guest on the show, and she operates a swingers ranch, and she was talking about how long it takes to get to the wine country. It didn't make any sense.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think it's a half-hour drive to Napa from the 100-acre ranch. Nope, no, sir. In the Magic Ostrich bus, it's more like 30 hours round trip. We make lots of condom stops.
Oh, this doesn't get any worse.
But it does.
Save me! And other than you having to defend a cosplay opera singer who probably did sexually harass a bunch of women, were they clothed or unclothed when they were harassed?
Both.
Have you, just for a moment, considered the implications of having the kind of guests you have and then having employees? The handsome ranch hands and even the cosplay opera singer with a pointed beard?
I can't say I did. Not until my employer's liability insurance company said they aren't going to be covering no sexual harassment defense on account of what was going on at the ranch.
Oh, did you disclose you had swingers, cosplay people, and whatever else you've got visiting to your carrier?
No, they didn't care about none of that. The pregnant women's what got them.
Well, who cares if there was a pregnant woman getting comfortable on a waterbed?
That ain't all they were doing.
Well, so what? You can't discriminate against pregnant women from presumably they hadn't had contractions yet. They've got the same rights as everyone else.
That insurance company, they go off and assert some morals clause.
I'm not sure that's legal.
My lawyer said he was going to ask you.
Your lawyer in Tarzana with the outside office, not poolside. Does he know me?
Oh, yeah, he's been on this show a bunch of times. That's how I found him.
Is your lawyer really in Reseda?
He said that ain't true.
Does his outside office happen to be in the parking lot of a neuro massage clinic?
He didn't say nothing about a neuro massage clinic. Gee, Bemis, that really changes things.
How?
He could refer me lots of business.
But he did say his office was in a parking lot, right?
I heard something about that. And something about his diplomas being thrown out, too.
He was hanging his diplomas on the dumpster. Allegedly, there was a cat fight and everything got broken.
Oh, dear. I feel sorry for him.
And your lawyer is Dumas, right?
He sure is. He's from Brooklyn, and his mother was a very fine Frenchie. That's why he's got a French name. A lot of people mispronounce his can I say the A word on the radio?
I'd prefer you didn't. This is a very clean, family-friendly show.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to bring up the ranchers who swing, wife swap, use the Magic Ostrich bus. I know there are a lot of wives and kids listening, probably eating fried hen for Sunday dinner and listening after church.
Well, the nerve of you bringing up the Magic Ostrich bus! I've heard it's hard to board that ostrich tired thing, and I shudder to think how it could ever pass ADA compliance.
It's a magic bus.
Are we supposed to believe people who can't climb up those 8 or 9 or 10-foot ostrich tires just float on up there?
I got a genuine that's Department of Transportation certificate to operate that there Magic Ostrich machine, and it sure is ADA certified. Mr. Gerber, you weren't thinking even for a cotton-picking minute. I don't have plenty of them guests who aren't so steady on their feet. Swingers come in all shapes and sizes.
I'd like to see the DOT compliance documents. For all I know, you're exposing your driver to unhealthy and hazardous working conditions. It's a workers' comp case waiting to happen. An OSHA violation brewing in the Magic Ostrich bus.
You just wait here. I'll show you. I run a 100% legit cosplay ranch. Swingers, too. Even nudists, and yes, some of them do wife swap.
Let me see the paper. Let me see it, please. The bus is registered to Slick Willie Helms. That explains everything.
Oh, my Slick Willie. I can't bring myself to change the registration.
And just to be clear, Slick Willie died in a naked hang gliding accident. Not just naked hang gliding, but all those conditions while procreating and, well, cactus prickles got on or in his buns region, and that led to consequences.
Well, Mr. Gerber, there's something I gotta confess.
Please. I know what it is. You're another guest Rhemus Helms up my way, right?
No, like I said, I've heard the show every night it's broadcast. I just knew this was one place I could turn for help.
Well, then hurry up and make your confession. We're all getting older, and this show is running out of time.
Slick Willie wasn't just naked hang gliding. He was engaged in the act.
Oh, tricked out Billy, he's a Helms. I presume you knew when you married him what that meant.
As they say, his mama, I can't say her first name. It's a slang term for the male thing, but in the past tense. They called her that, and then Silly Tilly.
Silly Tilly, and something else. You're kidding. Nobody would be named a past tense D word and then Silly Tilly.
That bad word in the past tense, then Silly Tilly.
Oh, got it.
You read Fun with Dick and Jane, or was that before your time?
Oh, one of my favorite movies as a child.
Good old you-know-who Silly Tilly went out laugh her way to that golden plate one night in the bedroom at the ripe old age of 91. Slick Willie wasn't her first. No, sir.
Oh, no comment.
And his daddy, well, he wasn't no Helms.
Well, if Slick Willie's mother was Helms, how's it that his last name was Helms?
Mr. Gerber, if your wife was a Helms, I am sure you'd change your name too. Imagine how that would be for business.
Bad. Since you're related by marriage to Rhemus Helms, the most important man in Sun Valley, California, why didn't you just ask him to be on the show? Why did you have to go through that charade about you run some real normal ranch in the wine country?
How about you and yours come down to the ranch for a weekend of honey and cosplay? And maybe a little more if you're into the blow-up mattresses on the foothills of the Palomar Mountains, looking down at the babbling brook.
Oh, actually, I'm pretty booked up for the rest of the year. The summer, too. Next year, I think well into 2050, actually 2060. Maybe we could reassess then if we're both still around in 2060.
Then I'll take a rain check. Or send your son down when he turns 18.
Oh, he's really booked. Lots of colleges and early admissions. I'm pretty sure he'll be in university somewhere far away. Yes, and nowhere near your lovely 7 or 8 hours of straight driving without traffic or even condom stops from the wine country, and really not that close to Temecula either.
Oh, come on. We'll get the Magic Ostrich bus going, you'll get going, they'll all get going, and then I'll start sponsoring this show. Oh, your listeners are my guests. Come to the 100-acre ranch where you can run around in costume, no costume at all, or nothing at all. Your option. 100-acre ranch in the wine country where the only thing you'll have to lasso are your sexual conquests.
Oh, no, this has gone totally out of hand. Are you sure everything was a costume crusader and fairy goddess over on the ranch while your Slick Willie was slicking his way into places he shouldn't be?
My Slick Willie was a Helms. From the start, we was in an open relationship.
But it sounds like the two of you took the whole ranch a step, well, maybe a 2 or 3 foot step further.
Just trying to preserve the Helms legacy.
Oh, on that note, I've got to go. There's no winning here. Okay, Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I really am a workplace lawyer. I can be reached at 877-525-0700 on normal business hours. You can catch up on all the old episodes, including the explanation on how the old Helmses, all of them die in sexual acts. That's on the Karl Gerber with the K channel. We're on episode 73 of the show with tonight, if you can believe that. So 877-525-0700 if you want a lawyer that can deliver. 877-525-0700. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC. See you next week at this same place, same time.
This show furnished by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers.